I used to think traveling alone also meant that I was alone. But the more I traveled, right, the more I traveled around, the more I realized something really strange actually. It came to my mind as an insight. You are almost never as alone as your mind tells you. Crazy, right? For example, I traveled alone to this one country, right? The first country. I even have the bracelet. Africa. What is it? Kenya, right? So I traveled there to Kenya. Really didn't know anyone. I didn't know anyone. Like no circle of families, no friendship groups. No familiar places. Crazy, right? And then something crazy happened. I was just walking from where I lived towards the city, and then I just asked this random stranger, like, hey, is this the correct way to the city? And then he reciprocate, he opened up, and we have a nice conversation. And he's actually like, okay, let me just follow you through. Obviously, you have to be careful, right? You cannot just trust anyone. You cannot just let anyone walk with you, right? But then use your intuitive mind, use your experience. And if you have a good feeling, why not go with it, right? And still be careful. So with this young man who happened to be a student, he had a lot of time on his hands. So he just turned around, and then we just walked together, and he told me about different buildings, different sites, different events, everything, right? It's amazing. And it also made me realize that loneliness is not always the truth. Sometimes loneliness is just a state of consciousness. Even 2 3 days ago, right, I was again interacting with this American guy. Wow, crazy, right? And then I was like, I felt like, okay, now it's time to part ways. And it was such a nice and wholesome conversation, But I was like, okay, I need to find something to eat. The American, he had to go somewhere else, right? Like, okay, my new friend is going somewhere else. Okay, well, all right. But I'm going here to get some food. So I go to this food place, and people are there watching football. They know each other. They're in groups. And there, I felt this loneliness, right? I felt this loneliness. It came in, but then I just started to just release it, because I was like, hey, I have connections. I make connections every single day. I meet beautiful, amazing strangers every single day, and they want to hang out. It's people that I can trust, even, right? So I just started to release it more and more and more and more, right? And the core insight that I actually found out was that loneliness tells you that connection is not really available, right? Because as I'm there, that is what comes into my mind. Like, oh, is it even available? Can I even talk to these people, right? But oftentimes connection is available. You're just emotionally closed. You're afraid. You are expecting rejection. Those are the most common thing. For me personally, it was just like, oh, it's tough, like why can't I connect more with people. But then I realized, because of my reference experiences, I just met 2 3 people the other day, like the day before, and they were willing to hang out, and it's crazy, right? And then as soon as I released that, I was like, what is the positive intention behind this loneliness? It is that for me, it was at that time, at that given moment, that I want the best for me. I want people around me that I really enjoy with. And I'm a very strict teacher. I have high standards. That's why. So as soon as I realized that, and together with the reference experiences, I just let go. Again, the positive intention is that you want you to have the best, right? That's the positive intention. And then it vanished, and I'm like, okay, let me enjoy the next conversation, the next interaction. And then I meet somebody, super fun, smiling, having a good time, and then immediately we just go. After I talk to her, we just go to the bar, like the bar that I was at in the beginning, while I felt this loneliness, and then we just vibing, smiling. Wow, it was cool. It was amazing, right? So the deeper line is basically like, you're not really alone because there's no people. There's always be people, right? In most places, even in Denmark, which is not the, how can I say, the easiest place to socialize, especially not in the day. In the night is much easier. And yeah, anyways, my point is that you're not really alone, but you are alone, or you feel alone, because there are parts within you that stops you from reaching out, stops you from connecting with people. So anyways, when you're carrying, when you're carrying these rejection wounds, like nervous system is starting to protect you, because maybe you have been rejected a lot and it hurts you, and you don't even realize, that the nervous system slash shadow slash part is coming up and protecting you basically by stopping you from approaching, stopping you from reaching out to people, right? You stop smiling, you stop opening conversation, you stop entering rooms with curiosity. All that is, you just stop that because of the hurt from rejection, and that's just only one thing, right? But yeah, for example, the thing is that you then become, maybe might perhaps just become physically present, right? But the emotional aspect of it all is just not there, right? Which is very, very sad. You're just there, right? For example, I go out once in a while. I don't really do it that much, but when I used to go out, I saw a lot of men, especially at night. They're just standing there with their phone, and they're not really doing anything, right? Or you meet people in conferences, in seminars, in meetings, and they just sit there. They just sit there in their own little cubicle. They don't really socialize, right? But also, one thing is also that yeah, which is very important as well, especially around inner work, is that inner work matters, because freedom is not about learning really what is it that I need to say. It's also about healing the part that believes that nobody wants me, right? You need to accept that. You need to heal that part. Like, people want you. At the end of the day, you're unique. You have some gifts, that people really want, right? So that's also this paradox. Moving around to the paradox, it is that before you can connect with people, you need to accept. You need to accept that you can be by yourself. You need to accept that. Like, somehow you need to accept that, right? It's not in a bitter way, not like that. That you come up with the conclusion, I don't need anyone. Like, to hell with all these people, not like that, because then it comes from a dark place, but in a more peaceful way, like, even if nobody comes today, I still have myself. And that is what I did in the bar. I was like, okay, if I don't really connect with anyone, it's all good. It's all good. I don't need to connect with anyone. It's all good, so for example, I also met this woman here in this music concert, outside this music concert, and it was so amazing. She dressed up, she looked good, and she came alone. That was a crazy part. She came alone. She didn't wait for a group. She just basically took herself out. That is the crazy part. That is powerful, because many people, they are not really lonely because they have no option. They're lonely because they wait for someone to give them permission to just live, which is a crazy part, right? For example, it can be that they want acceptance, they want a validation from other people to, like, hey, can I go out by myself? You're not gonna judge me, right? So yeah, so the message is basically that take yourself out. It's all right. I take myself out all the time. Go to a cafe, sit there, drink a cup of coffee, take yourself out to movies. I even met like another woman the other day, where I just wanted to socialize for the sake of socializing, and then she's like, yeah, I'm just here alone, taking myself out for this movie. It's amazing. It's beautiful, right? Go to even a concert like this other lady that I talked about. Go to an event, walk outside alone, speak to one person. Even I dare you even to just go out and just say hi. Get out of your comfort zone, and then notice if you're blocked. Then ask yourself why until you go to the root. And again, like, you're not guaranteed that you will meet someone every single time. But you're guaranteed to build yourself up, to build this self-respect up, because every time you will amplify the self-respect. Every time you go out and talk, you put yourself out there, you will amplify this self-respect. So Stop hiding. Stop hiding. For the love of God, stop hiding. You know. So if loneliness has made you close your heart, inner work is the way forward, and also going out and socializing, you know. So we need both work. So heal the parts that stop you. I had a client where we just started to healing the part that stopped him from going out. It was a year's work, 1 year of work, and then he still went out. And then after that, we worked on the practicalities, because then he started to heal himself more and more and more. And then we worked on practicalities on, okay, how where can I go out, what to say, how to talk, all those kind of things. But we need to do the inner work first. So if you are like, I need this shift, I need some support, I need some accountability, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. All right, let's do this.